That's what we want to hear. Excellent. Thank you so much. Okay, this is going to be smooth sailing from here on out. I promise, right? Okay, so welcome again, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us on our premiere night of the She Shack. We want to make this a place where we can talk all about women's health, physical, mental, our body and our soul. We're going to be here to relate to so many great stories. So I'm Carla Betker. I'm from Saskatchewan, Canada, and I started with Plexus in late May of 2021. And so I'm not a full year in yet, but I am a senior gold ambassador and I'm loving every minute of it. And with me tonight, I feel like I'm in the presence of Plexus royalty with Darlene Cornelius. Anytime I've posed a question, she has got just a beautiful answer for me every time, just makes it make sense. So thank you, Darlene, for stepping in. Originally, when we had decided to do the She Shack, it was with my fellow ambassador friend, Tina Neufeld. And Tina is tied up with her family right now. She's going through a little bit with her dad in hospital. So we just want Tina to know that our prayers are with her and her family. And we ask Lord to grant her peace and strength during this very trying time for her. So we're thinking of her all. We love her very much. Tina's a sweetheart. So she will eventually be back here with us in the She Shack. So again, like I said, this is our new gathering place where we can get real about women's health. As women and girls, we experience things that our male counterparts just don't get. So we wanted to offer a safe place where we can be free to talk about all of the stuff going on, again, with our mind, our body, and our soul. So the guys have a man cave. We have the She Shack. So let's kick it off. So to celebrate our first one, we are going to have a giveaway, and I've put together a swag bag. Every single person that is here tonight, put your name and your email address in the chat box, as well as the name of the person who invited you, and your name will be entered into this swag bag. We are going to have a full pouch of the Lean Chocolate Shake, some reading material. I've got slim samples, I've got active samples. In Canada, we call it Hydroplex, but in the United States, it's Hydrate. And I really love that our American friends get to have it in these handy dandy little packets. We don't have that here in Canada. It does come in a tub. So this way I can give you guys some samples of that as well. And we've got a little bit in here for the kids. I've got the kids microbiome drink in here. So we've also included a little bit of Plexus merchandise. I have a fancy pen. And when you go to the gym, or if you want to be able to take your greens with you, we've got this fancy little funnel that you can put the right portion in. You can take it on the road with you when you're traveling, and then you've got the right amount to mix into your shaker. And then, of course, when you're on the road, you want to make sure you can take the perfect selfie. So I have a Plexus ring light that clips right onto your phone, like so. And then you just light this baby up and you can take the perfect selfie. So that's all going to be in the swag bag tonight, you guys. So make sure you're putting your names in there, and we'll do a draw once the show is done for you guys and see who gets to go home with all these goodies. Also, if this is your first time to one of our Zoom platforms, put your name and mailing address in our chat, and we'll be sure to send out a gift for our Canadian visitors here. It is available only to our Canadian friends at this time. So I apologize if we've got some beauties from the US, but these ones are going to be for the Canadian girls. And so just put your name and email, or sorry, name, mailing address with postal code in the chat box if this is your first time in one of our Zoom platforms, and we'll make sure we send out a gift for you, okay? Clear as mud? Does everybody get that? We're all making sense now? Okay, so we are going to start off. Let me see, where did we leave off? Okay, so I'm going to get Darlene to kick in here now. She's going to offer a little bit of information for us and get ready to introduce our first guest for us.
So I love Carla because she sends you information what we're going to do, and about 2 hours before she sends you information what we're not going to do. So just for your information, Carla, you're just going to have to put up with me. So I just want to give you a little information if you don't know me. I love seeing all these little gray-headed ladies on here because Plexus was developed for us gray-headed ladies. Since Brian is on here and other men, I won't discuss this till our next one, okay? Anyway, I started Plexus when I was 66 years old. I will be 75 this year, and I am a Sapphire ambassador with Plexus. I had no intention of doing this because I thought, well, I'm going to try this. And, you know, just like everything you hear or see on Facebook, yeah, it's going to work, but it doesn't. It just takes your money. But Plexus is probably one of the best product company I've ever seen as far as natural products. They're not chemically, there's nothing in it. You go to the drugstore, Walmart, and you buy your products and you don't know if you're getting sawdust or paperwood. I mean, it's just crazy what's in these products out there. So whoever invited you tonight, I highly encourage you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you how to join or anything, because whoever invited you literally changed your life today. So I want you to put your date on the calendar and say, you know, Carla invited me today. It changed my life. Because it is an amazing product. There's only one way you can join now, but it's only $2.22 till tomorrow. So join so you can say you joined on 2/22/22, whatever. Anyway, but after you hear these testimonies, we're going to have a few questions to help you out. We're going to have some women on here in the following invitation. Are you doing this once a week, Carla, or monthly, once a month?
Right now, I think we were looking at doing it either once a month or biweekly.
Okay.
That's something that I want to follow up with Tina on. We definitely want to make this a regular thing. We do have plans as well of looking at doing a lunch and learn for our lady friends that maybe can't make it to the evenings. So right now, we're still in those planning stages.
Okay, good. I'm sorry. See, I'm learning too with you guys. So I really encourage you to contact the person. Now, for all these pretty gray-headed ladies on here, and some of these people are probably 50 years old, but you don't look 50. Plexus has changed my life financially and physically. My husband was dying. And so I encourage you to get with whoever invited you and hear these stories tonight. And if you have a question, please ask something. We're going to try to keep this under 30 minutes because we're all busy. But I am so excited to welcome Tanya Dunlap from New Brunswick, Canada. I'm so excited I could pronounce the Canadian name tonight. I've heard all these Canadian names from Coach Mike and Brian and Devin, and you guys, it's not easy. So Tanya, we are so excited you came on here to share your story, because every story is important. So we're just going to let you take it away.
Very good. Thank you so much, Darlene. And thanks, Carla, for reaching out. And this is wonderful. You're doing an amazing job. I would never have known you didn't do this before. So good for you. It's amazing. One of the things I love about Plexus, besides my health story, which I'll share with you in just a moment, is the community and how we're always here for each other. You can probably feel that vibe if this is your first time. And as I tell my story, you'll know why the community is so important to me, aside from just the fun and the jokes, but certainly the connection piece. But I came to Plexus in 2016 as a late bloomer mom. So when I was 41, I had my second child and struggled with fertility issues throughout my life, throughout my adult life, trying to start my family. I had what was called extreme endometriosis, and many of you are probably going to nod up and down that you may have experienced that yourself, or perhaps you know someone who has. And that endometriosis caused me a lot of problems monthly, extreme pain. I started taking birth control at a very, very young age, which, you know, was the thing to do at that time, but it caused all kinds of gut health issues. I was very drawn out looking. In fact, my neck and my shoulders were the same. Like I was just a trunk. It's unbelievable. I had so much inflammation, and really had a hard time getting out of my own way, to be quite honest with you. Just getting through the day was very difficult. But as women, a lot of the time we tend to kind of settle for that, I think. And we think, you know, this is just the way it is. I'm a mom. I'm supposed to be tired. I'm supposed to look this way. I'm supposed to be pale. I'm supposed to be lacking in energy. I'm supposed to have a, you know, a pot belly. And I'm supposed to just put up with it. And so that's kind of what I did. I was very happy to be a mom, but I was really struggling to get through the day to day and to be patient. I didn't sleep well. And I certainly, retrospectively looking back, realize now, like I didn't mom well because I didn't have the energy and I didn't have the giddy up and go to be a good mom. Also, just important to understand too, for me, is that I'm a full-time music teacher, and that requires an intense amount of energy. I teach high school with musicals and band and choir outside of school time, in addition to my full-time course load. So all of that combined had me kind of spiraling. And so I really wasn't very happy either with myself. I didn't feel good in my own skin. One night, my very good friend, Julie, many of you will know Julie Collins, and she has a fantastic story as well. She would have reached out to me. We were high school roommates, and we always stayed in touch. She's one of those friends that no matter how much time goes by, we can just pick up where we left off, even if we're busy and don't take the time we should for our friendship. So she reached out to me one night. She said, Tanya, sit down. I got to share something with you. She said, I've been taking these products in the closet for a year, and this is what they've done for me. So she was just, you know, skeptical. Like, if you're here for the first time, you may be feeling that way. And she said, you know, this is what I've noticed. So she had, her energy was back. She was feeling, as a perimenopausal woman at the time, just feeling amazing. She said, you just got to take a look. Now, she did not realize all my struggles because I just didn't share them with people because I thought that was complaining and whining, and I just didn't want to go there. So lo and behold, I took her advice, but I was a data collector girl at the time, and I needed to know what I was putting in my body. I was very leery, like Darlene said, you know, you don't know what you're getting when you're promised all of these things. Are you getting sawdust? I don't know. So I went to a meeting in Moncton, New Brunswick. It's a local city nearby. And I listened to a lady, and honestly, she had 2 cards, like recipe cards, and she had the product bottles on the table. It was very simple. She explained a few things about each product, but what really stood out to me was just how simple it was, and how the ingredients were natural, and natural in a good way, because we all know natural can mean not so good things sometimes. So I went home, did a little more research, and I was like, I'm in, let's go. I started with the Triplex. The Triplex is our foundational combo for gut health. And I felt within 3 weeks a little bit more energy, and that was such a positive for me. So, you know, there were no fireworks shooting out of me like the first, you know, little while. It took time and consistency. But what I want to tell you is that my crazy periods that I had got so much better. In fact, I started having a 28-day cycle for the very first time in my life on the cusp of menopause. Like that's unbelievable. That's just unbelievable. My skin changed, my hair changed, my mood changed, my momming changed, my teaching changed, my friendships changed. Like, I was who I was supposed to be. I grew into who I was supposed to be because I felt good. There's no price you can put on feeling good. Absolutely not. So with these renewed energy, and also just all of these improvements came later on, weight loss. And actually, I don't want to call it that. I'm going to call it fat loss because I really didn't lose that much weight. In fact, I stayed away from the scales. But, you know, I'm sure that Carla and other folks could share my pictures with you after, but I literally transformed my body. And I have people telling me all the time, it's like, okay, so I've been teaching for a really long time. I'll have students I run into who are in their 40s. I'm 48, by the way. And I'll run into them and they'll say like, I can't believe that like you look better than you did when you taught me like, 20 years ago or whatever, 25 years ago. And I'm saying, well, I feel better than that lady from that long ago. So, I would say that if you're here tonight, I would say just jump in. You have absolutely nothing to lose. Our products are second to none. If you're from Canada, they're Health Canada approved, which to me is really amazing. I'm so proud of that because it is no small feat to have that happen. And I will tell you that although I started with the triplex, I take almost every product that we have, and proudly. And sometimes people will say to me when they start, oh, how do you remember? How do I not remember? Like it's a no-brainer for me. Like, and I'm not a rememberer. I have to set reminders and do all the things, but my body just knows, okay, well, it's time for my probiotic. Because it's time for bed, and I need my magnesium at these times of the day, and I love my energy drink at this time of day, and my MetaBurn, which helps to burn belly fat and butt fat and hip fat and thigh fat and all of that. I love taking that because it also helps to release a good hormone for my belly called serotonin. It makes me feel so good. So I would say, there's definitely a combo out there for you if you're looking for that. And I wanted to just chat for a second about the community. About 17 months ago, a drastic change in my life where I needed to step back a little bit from my business, which I haven't really talked about. But I am a Ruby ambassador with Plexus. And basically what that means is I grew a business that, is a really nice little size and certainly helped my family financially. But what I'll tell you about that business is the community that comes with it is second to none. And I can count on my friends for so much. Because it is Plexus is such a connective tissue for us. We have common successes and common challenges and just so much to talk about. It's just so easy to develop friendships and have that wonderful community behind you. And at no point has anyone ever said to me, you had to step back. You're not performing. You're not doing what you need to do. I've had people encourage me and reach out and say, how can I help you in this season? But I've never had anybody, criticize me or discourage me in any way. I feel very, very fortunate for that. And I know that I'm in the right place because of that. So just wanted to throw that out there. And love the forgiving community, the inclusive community, the friendships, and all of that comes with that. So thanks again, Carla, for having me on. And I hope that in some way my story has helped you this evening. And I wish you a great night.
Great. Thank you so much, Tanya. I love it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And you mentioned the patients in the community. Hello, look at how we started tonight. So yeah, the support. I'm reading through some of these comments. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. And congratulations on being a Ruby. That's my next goal. That's my next goal. Actually, I'm a senior gold and I am really rooting to get to that Ruby stage soon. So I hope to join you there. So thank you again. And I do see a lot of emails coming into the chat. That's great. I've been snapping pictures with my phone so that I can make sure I don't miss anybody into the draw. I think it's amazing. So thank you so much, everybody. Does anybody have any questions for Tanya? I noticed there was a few comments coming up, but if anybody has any questions for Tanya, we can certainly answer anything if anybody has anything. I don't see anything coming in. Thanks, Tanya.
Well, as she explained it so well, there's probably not any questions.
She did.
That was a good job, Tanya. And unfortunately, every woman on this page has probably gone through what you've gone through.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You're right. Well, if nobody has any questions right now, I mean, we're always open for questions too. So you can always reach out to whoever invited you here, and we will definitely be able to answer those questions for you if you think of something afterwards. I'm going to actually turn things over to Krista Howland now, who's our Diamond Ambassador, and actually our host now for the evening. So she's been fantastic too with offering support to all of us. So I am looking forward to this because I personally haven't actually heard Krista's story before. So I will open the floor to her, our fabulous leader, Krista Howland. Go ahead, Krista.
Thank you so much, Carla. And I just so appreciate that you're doing this for everybody and opening it up to our community of women and men too, Brian, and I saw some other guys hopping on here. So you get a little insight about the crazy women that we are and what we have to deal with, because it's a lot. It's a lot of things that go on. But I just want to say, keep doing this, Carla, because it is a needed platform for sure. And I can tell your heart is in it. I can feel that. And so what a great community to come to, just to share our stories and to help encourage other people. So I hope I can get through my story without crying. I saw a quote one time that said, if you can get through your story without crying, that means you've healed from it. And so, but I still get emotional from it because I feel like since I've been with Plexus for 8 years, I joined in 2014, that God has just blessed me with such an amazing, amazing opportunity to help other people. So it is a definite platform that I never had before Plexus. I was always kind of floundering through many great community events and different organizations in my community, trying to find my place, like trying to find where do I fit in, where I can feel like I'm really serving other people to make a change in life that you could actually see. So I've done everything. So I think that's how I built my community prior to Plexus, was everything that I was involved in volunteering. But in 2010, I have 3 children. So had them, at 25, 27, 28. So regular age to be having children. And when I had my kids, I was always tired. But I just thought it was, same as Tanya said, mom life, right? Like we just kind of think this is just the way we're supposed to be. We didn't have the education to really understand, well, why are we tired? Like, do I need to be exercising more, eating better? And I did all those things, but nothing seemed to really help. And then in 2010, of course, being in this busy life, and I had been working in the hospital. I've worked on 4 different medical floors, being trained to do one job on each floor. And so it just became a lot in my life at that moment, and all that I was carrying in my life. And I say I hit that proverbial wall of where I went into full on stress mode, insomnia, getting only 2 hours of sleep a night, trying to be trained to do this job. And I had this just immense stress on me. And so as I've learned through Plexus, stress is a big contributor to illness, and our hormones fluctuating and all that stuff just really built up in my life. And I just literally crawled into bed, pulled the covers over, cried all the time. My mom had to come look after the kids a couple of times. Like I really just hit that wall, and that was not who I was prior to that. I was always happy-go-lucky and kind of just, joyful. And so, so then I got through that period by starting on some natural supplements, just some B vitamins that my doctor had mentioned and things like that, so that I could actually get my sleep back on track. So once I got my sleep back on track, that helped me to at least be able to function. But then I went into a depression where I just wanted to disappear from life, even though I was functioning, showing up to everything, still doing all the kids' activities. My son was very involved in hockey. And so still keeping up with life and doing all the things. But inside, I felt like I was just dying. Like I felt like I was just disappearing. So I ended up gaining 30 pounds in a year. So I was basically eating myself to comfort myself because I didn't want anybody to notice me. So, that's a big obvious depression when you're somebody that's always out and about, and then all of a sudden you gain a lot of weight because you don't want to actually be seen by anybody. You want to just kind of blend in. And so, I saw a friend in 2013 sharing about Plexus And I had this wall against it. And I don't know why I had so much ego where I didn't even want to see her post. Like it was just kind of like I'd scroll past even faster on the Facebook page. And then, but I can't say why that was. She was a friend that I trusted. You know, I grew up with her from a child. And but for some reason, the fact that, and it might have been that she was so joyous and I wasn't. So maybe I was, you know, whatever I was feeling, I was kind of projecting that off to what she was trying to put out to the world. And so, but it wasn't until February, she posted a story about somebody who had gained a lot of weight, had depression, had insomnia, had all the things that I had. And I was like, wow, like, and I always say it was like a dark, cold night in February when we're all kind of like stuck in the house and you have nothing else to do but read your Facebook. And so, so I called her right up right then. I said, listen, I've been following you for 5 months. I don't know if this is going to work for me or not. Like I'm very skeptical, but could you send me a trial pack and I'll try the trial pack. And so she sent it to me. And I remember going down, we had a long driveway at our house. And I remember going down to the mailbox and opening up that package. She didn't do anything fancy. It was just a trial pack stuck in a brown envelope. That was it. And I remember looking at those 3 little sticks of the pink drake and thinking, there's no way this is going to help me with all that I'm struggling with. But I wanted to give it a good try. And so I did. And on day 4, I didn't nap that day. And that was all that it was. It took me to go to the next step to sign up to get the triplex, which is the Slim, the ProBio CA, and the Bio Cleanse. So that's what I started on too 8 years ago. And I just instantly fell in love, and I had hope that this was going to help me. And so I worked with it to help me to work with it, drank my water, started to get on a good eating regimen. At the time I was drinking Diet Coke and coffee like it was out of business. I'd buy flats of 24 Diet Coke, and that was my weekly grocery order. And I just couldn't imagine drinking Diet Coke now. I'd feel like I was killing myself, you know, but it cost me $3 a day for a Diet Coke and a Snickers bar at the hospital. So that was my 3 o'clock get through the day. So when I started to feel good, and everything started just to click into place. I started to lose weight. My moods increased. I was sleeping so well. My energy was back. I was starting to just feel that sparkle behind my eyes. And I had to share it with my girlfriends. And that's why, Carla, like this platform is very much like my girlfriends back then. A bunch of women who we all were hanging around and talking about all of our ailments and all the things that, you know, who was on medication, who was taking this and what was working for that. And I just shared with them and said, you've got to try this. Like, this is like, you know, I'm not somebody to jump into things. So they just believe me and they just tried it. So that's how my business got started. Since then I went on to lose 30 pounds I had gained, went on to lose it. I would say I've probably lost more inches because I'm smaller than what I was when I started Plexus, even though I've lost the same amount of weight. So it has just been such a great, rewarding journey. And like Tanya, she said it all perfectly about the community and the people that you meet. And I was just down to Arizona in January, and I was telling somebody else on another meeting I was on this afternoon that Angela Kibble, I don't know if she's on, we went out for lunch, and I said I would never in a million years have met Angela had it not been for Plexus. And here we had such a great time eating tacos on the side street, you know, and it's such a great thing to be part of lives that are changed, and everybody's kind of doing the same thing to help other people. And our community is such a great community that and I think it does start with the leadership. I have a heart to serve other people and to see other people do extremely well. And then the leadership builds out from there. And it is so amazing, the ethics of the people on our team, and how, you know, even sometimes I'll say something, they'll be like, well, now maybe we better not do it that way. And somebody else will give their advice on something. And so we kind of teach each other too. So, it has just been a wonderful journey. 8 years. I've had some low moments, you know, because it's a roller coaster ride sometimes when you're building your business. I've had some moments where I'm like, do I really want to do this? And I could not imagine my life not doing this. And I was even today giving my testimonial to somebody else on a call, and my daughter was in the living room with me at the time. And she said, Mom, she said, it's been 8 years that you've been doing this. She said, and she said, you're still telling your story. Like, it's so important to tell it to other people, because your story is what helps other people to have the courage to stand up and tell their story to help other people. So I'm getting a little teary eyed. So I think I'm just going to finish it there and send it back over to you. But Carla, thank you so very much for having me on tonight. And thank you for having this done for us. I really appreciate it.
That was fantastic. Thank you. You got me a little misty-eyed as well, too. I'm not going to lie. I'm a softie that way. So thanks very much. I appreciate it. Do we have any questions for Krista? Has anybody got anything that they'd like to ask? I see that there's been some comments coming up where they agree with you and they're sending you a lot of love. Darlene, have you got any questions or comments?
Well, I'm going to make a few comments. We've heard two amazing testimonies tonight, and we're going to keep it to where it's not a bunch, because a lot of times people kind of get, come on. Anyway, how do you like my she shack behind me? I looked on everywhere today to find me a she shack. Isn't that awesome? No, Brian, Donnie didn't build this for me. Okay. So we have 45 people on here, and I kind of want to get serious for a minute. I've been doing Plexus for 9 years, and I have an amazing team. You know, I haven't made diamond, but I don't care. The whole deal of this program is to help one another, to share our stories. You know, my son will be 50 next month, and I've been trying for 50 years to get rid of the baby fat, and it's still there. So get over it. But I will tell you what is very important to me. Krista, can you make me host for 5 seconds so I can share my screen?
There you go.
Okay, let me get out of this. So that's my husband and I. Aren't we good looking? Can y'all all see that? All right. Now let me show you my why. 9 years ago, and I will try to talk through this without crying, but it's really hard. A lot of you on here have health issues. A lot of you have weight issues. You know, 9 years ago, he was dying. I started doing Plexus to lose weight. And again, to my amazement, I didn't lose a lot of weight. I lost a lot of inflammation, as you can see here, and changed my life. I mean, I think I look younger now than I did then, and crap, I'm 74 now. But I'm going to tell you something. If you have a why, I would love for you to sit down tonight after this call, because a lot of you are Plexus ambassadors, and write your why down. Why do you do this? What is the reason? My why was because I wanted this husband another few years. I don't like to mow the yard. But anyway, when you are at your wit's end and you don't know what to do, you know, you pray. You literally pray. And I'm sure everyone on here would raise their hand that the reason they got into Plexus is because they prayed. I prayed for an answer, and I thought, you know, Lord, are you kidding me? Plexus, really? But I started taking it because my daughter dared me. And I'm telling you, at 66, I felt better. I have 12 grandchildren. I keep up with them. I didn't know how I was going to do it. And a lot of you can relate to that, because I see the beautiful gray hair. And of course, then Tanya gets on here and says she's 48, and I swear she's 35. But I'm telling you, that's what Plexus does. It changes your life. You get healthy. Do you want to be healthy, or do you want to stay the way you are now? That's the question. You know, I can sit here and tell you about Donnie and he lost 60 pounds. He has COPD. He kept up with Brian in Arizona. He's an amazing man. but he would be dead today if I hadn't have found plexus. And if you say that, I'll get in trouble. So don't tell anybody I said that. But it's up to you. It's your choice. Can you build a business? Oh my gosh, yes, you can build a business. I had no intention of building this business, but I couldn't keep my mouth shut. If anybody on here knows me, Joan knows me, Carla knows me, Brian knows me, I can't keep my mouth shut. And when I find something that I know that is going to change somebody's life, I'm going to share it. I've shared it in the candy aisle at Walmart. I've shared it in the diabetic section of Crest Foods. I've shared it to the guy fixing my shower because I shared plexus with someone whose dad had cancer and had 3 months to live. He lived 2 years more. Because I took plexus, someone shared plexus with me, my husband didn't have a year, and that was 9 years ago. And he's healthier than I am. It makes me so mad. But anyway, I just want you to know this product works. Does it cost? Well, of course it costs. What doesn't cost? I mean, you can buy plexus now cheaper than you fill your car up. But I encourage you, you can get 3 people to join your team and pay for your products. And if you don't have 3 friends that are sick, then I need to get into your crowd because I'm in the wrong crowd, folks. So I encourage you, especially the older families out here, the older ladies, you know, if I'd had $500 extra 30 years ago, I wouldn't have had to work 2 jobs. If I had what I have now, which I have now, I don't have to work except at home and love on people. You know, I don't have a hateful boss because it's me. So I encourage you to, whoever invited you tonight, to get serious, to talk to them. If you don't like the way they talk to you, then I don't know what to tell you. Call me. You know, we'll get 3-way calls. We'll straighten her out pretty fast. But anyway, I'm teasing. Our health is very serious, and it's very serious now, especially. We have more kids committing suicide now than what we've ever had in a lifetime. And it's because they're not healthy people. We have products that can help with anxiety. We have people that are hiding in their house from fear. We have so much going on, and we could be the light in the darkness. Just remember that. You're the light in the darkness. And if you don't shine that light, then you've got to make accountable for our Father when we get there. So shine your light. I don't care if you just get 1 person. You save that 1 person's life. That's all that matters. Just 1 person at a time. So I kind of wanted to say that because, you know, we have beautiful ladies on here. We've been backed up in a corner. I don't care. Brian's on here, but I'm going to tell you anyway. We carry the blunt. We do. We carry the blunt in our family. We're the mom. We're the caretakers. We're the cooks. We're the dishwashers. We're the ones that worry about when our kids are getting home. Our husbands can go to bed and never even think about it. But we're the ones that carry it. So carry it healthy, ladies. Carry it healthy. And just love on yourself. You deserve it. So that's just what I wanted to say. If you have any questions, too late. I took up all the time. So
Thank you
we
so
love
much,
you.
Darlene. How
Um,
many other people want to be like Darlene when they grow up? Oh,
well, you're
man.
gonna be fluffy. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna be fluffy. So I just want to speak a real quick prayer over this group. And that prayer is, Father, that you will touch these people's lives. And if they don't know plexus, then Lord, let them learn about plexus. Father, if they do have their business, then I just ask you to bless it in a way that they never dreamed that could happen. And Lord, if there's any sadness in this group tonight, I lift that sadness. I place joy in their hearts. And Lord, be with Tina as she walks this journey with her dad. Lord, there's been so much of the yokes broken in just the last week. So we ask you to continue doing that. and be with our friends and families that have lost loved ones this year, Father. And we thank you for the blessings, because we know no matter what happens, we can turn to you in your precious name. Amen. All right, I'm done for the night.
Thanks for that very much, Darlene. I really appreciate that. If anybody here knows Tina, oh, she's a gem. She's a gem. So keep her in your prayers. Thank you so much, Darlene. I appreciate that. Well, you guys, if you've heard anything here tonight that hits home for you or someone you love, I do encourage you to reach out to that ambassador who invited you tonight. And if you weren't invited by an ambassador, you just happened to scroll across a Facebook page and you saw it, then reach out to any one of us and we would be here in a heartbeat to help you out. That does wrap things up for our first She Shack. I know it was a bit of a delayed start, so I do apologize for that, but thank you so much for being here. Follow up with however you heard about this, and we will definitely try to get something set up here with a date to confirm our next She Shack. I cannot wait. We've even talked about having theme nights, so it's going to be so much fun going forward. I love it. So we do have all kinds of things in store. So until next time, from all of us here at the She Shack, live well, be awesome, and drink pink. All right, guys, have a great night.
Thank you, everybody.
Good night,
Thanks,
everybody.
Thanks
everybody.
so much, everyone.
Great job, Darlene, Carla, Tanya.
Hey,
Thanks, Brian.
Awesome.
did you learn anything tonight, Brian?
I sure did. I sure did. I'll keep my mouth
Love
shut.
it, love
and
it.
just
Hey.
listen.
Hey, wait till next week. I'm gonna bring on a X-ray for you. Hey, you make sure
All right.
you give Tina our love, because we really are thinking about her.
For sure.
Great job, ladies, and don't mess with Darlene or you'll get the horns.
That's right.
Hey, Devin, they're love horns.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Good
thanks
night,
everybody.
again. All right, good
Awesome.
night. Thank you, Tanya and
Great
Chris. I
job.
appreciate it. Good night.
Fantastic.